One of the most annoying things about video games is when you're teased with an area that you can never actually explore. In Luigi's Mansion, that area is the exterior of the mansion, the front yard with the gravestones, Egad's lab, and that whole surrounding place. And there's no way you can actually go to it in the game. However, after tinkering with it for a while, and with the help of others, we finally restored the exterior of the mansion, and are able to explore it with Luigi in sort of an unconventional way. Let's take a closer look. Hey guys, SwankyBox here, and today we'll be looking at Luigi's Mansion, well, sort of. So the idea is this. In Luigi's Mansion, there's tons of different areas you can explore, and for me, I was always obsessed with the outside of the mansion. You know, the graveyard, the courtyard, and any other area. Now, what's interesting though is, obviously when the game loads, there's a huge cutscene that shows like this, you know, the surrounding area of the mansion, right? And you can see the Egad's workshop, you can see a wagon, you can see a little forest area. Luigi goes up to the mansion, then he goes in. But you can never explore that area. And that was so irritating for me growing up because I always wanted to go in there and check it out. So what we're actually going to do today is actually explore that, because that file is in the game. That area is modeled, but it's inaccessible, and it's not really like a room, but I'm going to be doing sort of like an unconventional way of exploring it. So obviously the door's right in front of me, but we can't go through it. There's nothing you can do to go through that door. But we took the entire map and we ended up loading it in a different game. So I want to thank Colin Hughes first and foremost for helping me put this together. Also the great Luigi for some testing, a bit Frank for some of the 3D modeling. In addition to myself, we did a lot of normal flipping, which is basically when faces are inverted and you can see through them. So you need to make sure they're all backwards facing. That may not make any sense to anyone who's watching, but we're gonna go over to Super Mario Galaxy 2 now, where we loaded this level in all its glory. And here we are. Welcome to Luigi's Mansion. In a different game. So there are a couple different issues with this, just some of the, you know, the background textures, but this is the actual area you start off at the start of the game. As you can see, we have, you know, the different trees. There's some interesting geometry in the model itself that you don't see normally, which is these green things. Those were filled in, but they're actually in the model itself when it's ripped from the game. We're gonna go ahead and go grab this metal. Here's that cart that you see in one of the opening cutscenes. There's Egad's house right here. His little shack. Here's the big gates. Actually, jump on over this. The well that you can never see. And honestly, the rest of the skybox that you can't really see either, because the skybox is from a fixed angle, always facing the, you know, the mansion. There's the gravestones, different steps leading up. The tree areas. And I think you can actually stand in some of these trees. Actually, I mean, you can stand in all of them, but you might slide off just because they're not designed for Galaxy. Let's see. So you're seeing this kind of weird texture along this fence and these trees. That's just because the transparencies aren't carrying over. Normally, everything you see that's like that gray color or that green color is cut out, but we weren't able to get the transparency to work 100%. The, see if I can get up in this tree. I'm pretty sure I can. Ugh, come on. When I was exploring this area as Mario, there we go. It was much easier to get up here. And I slip off. Whoops. No! Oh, almost. And here are the front steps. Obviously, here's the gravestones. The steps that lead into the mansion. The place that you're never able to come out of. We're gonna pop open our little pink Yoshi friend, which is also courtesy of Colin Hughes. And we're gonna see if we can actually climb to the top of the mansion now. Do a somersault. Yoshi hover. Into the top of the mansion, apparently. Let's try that again. Oh, well, I'm up. But no Yoshi. So this is what the actual roof of the mansion looks like in the model. Obviously, you go on the roof of the mansion in the game itself. But from the actual model they use in the opening cutscenes, and every time they reference the outside of the mansion, this is kind of the model that they're working with. You know, there's two different chimney areas. There's this door right here, where if you remember, this door leads to where the nutcrackers are at. You take that little lift and it takes you down and up. You know, it's filled in right now. But it's just, I mean, it's just a little empty room. We can actually probably look and see what it looks like. Yep, just empty. But this is the surrounding area of Luigi's mansion. Honestly, like it's like I said in other videos, this has always been a kind of like a dream of mine. Like I've always wanted to explore this area, and I was always upset that you couldn't. I looked online for a very long time trying to find different, you know, things that would allow this, and it just was never possible. And you know, it's true. Maybe I didn't find it. Maybe it does exist somewhere. If it does, that's awesome. But we figured we would take the step and try to just bring it to Mario Galaxy 2, so I could actually walk around it as Luigi. Now, obviously, it's not the Luigi's Mansion engine, but I think it's still pretty cool. Like, you know, just being able to be here finally. I don't know, it's kind of like a callback to my childhood. It's just one of those off-limit areas in gaming that you're just like, man, I wish I could be there, and now I'm actually here, and it's kind of cool. You know, standing on top of the mansion on the outside. But anyways, we're gonna go and grab this star. And I want to thank you for tuning into this video. Over on Swanky Box, I actually went ahead and did a Pixel Portal on Luigi's Mansion that you can check out right now. I highly recommend it. It's pretty much a documentary about Luigi's Mansion. Covers the mysteries of ghost houses in the series. It talks about the discoveries people made within Luigi's Mansion, and then it talks about the nostalgia. The nostalgia of playing this game during Halloween and in the months leading up. I highly recommend checking it out. If you're a nostalgia buff like me, it's definitely gonna be a video for you. You can find that in the cards above, at the end of this video, in the description below. Anything that tickles your fancy. So I want to thank you for tuning in. Hopefully that kind of satisfies some curiosity on your end too, if you ever wanted to go there. Oh yeah, last thing, Colin Hughes is actually going to be making a video about this, the development process of getting this to work in Super Mario Galaxy 2. So there will also be a link at the end of the video for that as well, so which I highly recommend checking out. All right, thanks everyone, take care. Cheers everyone. Time to check that off the bucket list. What other places would you like to see? I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.